What up, football freaks? We got the three amigos up here tonight. We got myself, Kenny E. We got Chattanooga and Mr. Ryan, PNW Aqua himself in the house.
Hey.
We got one NFC and two AFC dogs here right now to talk some foosball. We got kind of an interesting format tonight. Ed came up with a great idea. We're going to pretend like we're GMs for certain franchises and figure out what we think we should do with our picks and whether we should kick people to the curb, what we should do. So without any further ado, Ed, what would be the first team you'd want to talk about tonight?
Well, right now, everybody's talking about the Bears an awful lot. Like, there's trade rumors for Chris Fields. Is it Chris Fields? What's
Justin.
Fields' first name?
Justin Fields.
Austin Fields. Going to Pittsburgh and Atlanta. Well, just today, there was a trade deal with the Raiders. I don't know if you heard about this, Ryan, but the Raiders would send them the third-round draft pick, which is the 74th overall, and Hunter Renfrow, who's been kind of a bust since he made the all-pro game, so he still has another $36 million on his contract. So that would be great.
I don't think it's done, though. I think that'd be stupid.
For which team? Well, let's let Ryan say what he would do, because he knows the Raiders like no one else.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I'm not sure how much better he is than Aiden O'Connell is, and Aiden O'Connell's cheap, although
I don't think Aiden O'Connell did anything wrong last year. I mean, he played good ball for the time he had.
But, at the same time, like, what is the answer going to be? Is it going to be Aiden O'Connell? Is it going to be Justin Fields? I think either of those guys are unlikely that they're going to be the answer, that if they're going to make a move, really make a move. And
I mean, if they want to win now, they might jump on the Kirk Cousins sweepstakes,
I wouldn't mind that a bit. I think I'd rather have Kirk Cousins on the Raiders than Fields probably, but it would be interesting to have that dynamic of the running quarterback, I mean, Mahomes, or even what Dobbs did with your team, Kenny, for a little while there, it adds another dimension to the game that the Raiders just haven't had. As far as Renfrow goes, I mean, he was just like a stud on third down. It was always third and Renfrow. He'd get us out of these third and longs, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8. He'd come up big, but he hasn't been doing that lately. So, if he had to go, that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, I don't think.
Well, I think it'd be some relief on your salary cap, which would be nice.
Yeah, and that's another thing, that he's pretty reasonable, quarterback. He'd be a lot less money than Cousins would be, that's for sure. And then if Renfro's not doing it, then probably not.
Also, I heard that the Raiders signed the offensive coordinator from the Bears.
Yep.
To be there. So he also knows him pretty well.
Yeah, and I think that's adding to those rumors. There's rumors all over the place with the Raiders and what they're going to do. Whether they're going to trade up to get Jaden Daniels or the Fields thing, I've heard all sorts of different things. It'll be interesting.
Well, we know Cousins is probably hitting the free agency. We know Fields is probably on his way.
Well,
as far as quarterbacks,
I think there's an argument to be made too to possibly keep Fields if you're the Bears and build around him.
That's what I would do if I were them. If I was the Bears GM, I'd scratch the idea of getting rid of Fields and look at the positive you got. You have a chance to pick a generational receiver in Marvin Harrison Jr., teamed up with Moore. I mean, I could go be the quarterback for the Bears and probably be successful. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and with that top pick, they could trade down a pick or two and still get him. You know, because
I don't think so. I think if I were them, I'd keep the number one and I'd take that kid number one. I think there's people being quiet right now. I think that kid's probably going to go number two at the very worst case. Because everybody, I mean, they think he's probably the best receiver to hit the market since Justin Jefferson.
I'm just going to look up NFL draft order.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to remember. Who was drafting after them?
Well, I think the Bears, don't they have two in the top
NFL
10
draft order?
I think they're number 1 and number 9. If I remember.
Yep.
So the Commanders are after them, and they're looking for a quarterback also, probably. The Patriots are after that.
They're looking for definitely a quarterback.
I think they're predicting this kid going to Arizona, if I remember right. Is who they think he's going to go to.
And so that's what I'm saying, that it doesn't look like, to me, you know, if that stuff holds true, that Marvin Harrison will be picked until number 4 with Arizona. But, you know, you're taking a risk, right? And if you really want that guy, you can do what you said.
I want that kid. If I'm keeping Fields, I'm getting. That's my first pick. I don't care if it's number 1. I don't think he'll be there outside of number 4. I honestly think somebody's going to snatch him before number 4 too. I just think he's going to get snatched up quick.
So you think they should go and deal with New England and say, give us your next 3 draft picks, and we'll give you the number 1 draft pick. So 3 draft picks for 1 draft pick.
Which they should be able to get.
Is that fair? To get New England to move up to Washington. And then if they do that, if New England would do something like that, I think it would be hilarious if the guy sucks.
What's going on, Travis Skull? And we got Miss Adele, collaboration of curiosities in the house. What's going on?
Hiya.
Welcome, welcome.
I mean, the Bears have, I mean, if they play this right, I mean, that's 2 drafts in a row where they had the number 1 pick. And last year, I mean, I think they made out like bandits. I really do. They ended up with this year's number 1, and they got more. And didn't they get another first rounder out of them next year or something? Something stupid. Well, they got last year. That's right. Last year's first round.
And this year's.
And then this year's first round. And I thought they got a couple other, like a second or a third as well. So, I mean, they made out like bandits. If they traded that, well, of course they do.
They got DJ Moore and 4 draft picks.
What is that?
This is Tim Dab Ching.
Do they eat that in Australia, Adele? I bet you she's like, that looks disgusting.
So they got the 9th overall pick last year, the 1st overall pick this year, the
and
2nd round pick in 2025, and more.
Wow.
What's more?
DJ Moore.
How much more?
Gotcha.
I thought that kid had a great year last year.
Oh, yeah, he's a stud.
And so, I mean, isn't that an example of, you know, I mean, how well that worked out? They could just pull something like that again and trade away that number 1 overall pick, you know?
Hey, did they give you Rice?
Yeah.
I doubt they could get 3 first-round draft picks from New England. Probably next year's and this year's.
Yeah.
Well, the New England picks, you know, this year's pick is pretty high. What was it, 3rd? It's the 3rd overall pick, you know? So, yeah, that's not.
They're doing it just to jump Washington.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But
wonder which quarterback they want.
Probably Caleb Williams would be my guess. I mean, he seems to be the consensus number 1 overall. But Jaden Daniels right up there, I think, you know? And then You know, you got your guy, Bo Nix, and Michael Penix, some other guys. There's
quite a few.
There's quite a few intriguing quarterback prospects.
Well, I know who I want my Vikings to go for. Bo Nix, baby.
What about that guy for Washington?
Michael Penix.
Mm-hmm.
We already got a guy like that.
I liked him a little bit better than Nix for a lot of the season. I didn't watch a whole lot of either one of them, so I don't know much about it. But
there's between him and Bo Nix comes up big in big games, bro.
But yeah,
that kid from Washington, he folded like a freaking accordion in that game.
That championship game didn't help him out. That's true.
Well, we're on the subject of that. How excited are you guys about this 12-team playoff scenario next year?
Oh, really? I didn't even know about that.
College is going to a 12-team format starting next year.
They really did somebody wrong this year, and I don't
They're
remember
going to take the top 5 conference champions,
Florida State,
and then they're going to have 7 at-large teams.
Then Florida State still lost their bowl game they were in.
Did they? Wow. Well, so I guess they weren't undefeated after all.
Yep.
I don't remember who they lost.
4 teams in the nation get a bye the first week. Then there's going to be 8 teams on the first weekend.
Oh, I forgot about Drake May. He's another top quarterback prospect.
A lot of good quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they all get drafted in the first round.
This might have been the wrong year for Cousins to become a free agent again, really, because there is some really good quarterbacks coming out of the draft this year.
Okay. So our sense is if you're the Bears, keep Fields, go after the home run wide receiver. Then they got 2 super receivers on both sides of the field. And with their 9th pick, I would pick up one of those big offensive linemen.
That's what I was just going to say.
Big John Alt.
With that 9th pick or D-line. Either an edge rusher or...
I think you go all offense in to give him more time because they had... I don't know what their offensive line was last year, but the year before it was ranked the worst in all of football. And I don't think they did much to improve it this year. So if you could get a good offensive line to give him some more time to throw to those receivers, I think that'd be good. And then pick up your defense on free agency because they have all that spending money.
Yeah, I mean, these quarterbacks are only as good as what's around them. You know, I mean, Brock Purdy, like you put him on a lesser team, you know, I think he doesn't look nearly as attractive.
Oh, I don't know, buddy.
Hey, where's Brian tonight?
I don't know where Brian and
yeah.
It seems weird that they're not here.
That's where he comes in and backs me up on this.
Yeah. I'm getting tired of having to be Ryan's backup man.
Ryan. How do you say this? Gree?
I'm sorry.
Ga? Gree? Tiem. That's what I mean. Gra, green, Tiem.
Whoa. Was that Vietnamese or something?
No, it's Thailand.
Okay, Thai food.
Is it spicy?
We had some Thai food earlier this week.
It's basically their fried chicken is what it is. See? Just nice fried chicken.
I think I had drunken noodles. I don't know what makes them drunken. But
well, would it be a shame until we see our boy there? Nico.
Oh. Bobo's on the table. So Nico's coming up to bug Bobo.
You agree?
See?
Ooh, to give me a scout.
Bobo was sitting on the bag, and then Nico got up and sat on the bag. And Bo left.
Man, they just
Bo's
go
my mom and dad's cat.
wherever they want, huh?
So Nico's up there posturizing mom and dad's cat, huh?
Yeah, Nico's the boss. Actually, their cat is just so timid. It's like afraid of everything. It won't even sit on anybody's lap because it's too afraid. And I've had it since it was a kitten. I don't know what it's afraid of. But, oh well.
Trade Fields for a second and a fifth. Restart the clock. I think they'll get more than a second round for Fields. Whip.
I don't.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they're thinking the same thing I was when Ed asked me about Fields, that he's just not the guy, and they're gonna take a gamble on one of these other guys,
The problem with Fields is after they got one more year of his rookie contract, then they're gonna have to start paying him big money, and he's done not a lot to earn
That's the
big
beautiful
money.
thing about this league. Go get your guy. Go get Harrison. Take Fields for a test drive with these two great receivers. And in week 6, week 7, he looking like he's going to pan out. Fuck it. You trade him before the deadline. What you out? Nothing.
But then you don't have a wide receiver.
You do have a wide receiver.
A quarterback.
So you torture yourself one half a year with whoever, and you go get the next best guy.
Yeah.
And the other thing they could do is go out and get a solid veteran. I mean, isn't
Dobbs might be a free agent.
Well, he will be. I don't think we're going to have a quarterback left in the room from last year. Maybe Hall. That's it.
Nico's trying to eat my suckers. Don't eat my suckers. He just wants to blast.
I think that kid will bring in first round pick.
Fields?
Yeah.
No, I think I'm hearing like third round or something.
That's what I've been hearing. It's third round.
Fields go for a third round pick. I think my Vikings should pay attention to that shit. I'd take Fields for a third round.
And part of the deal is just what you said, that you only got one more year of him cheap, so there's only so much value there.
He's trying to eat the plastic from the wrappers. No. Look at how determined Nico can be.
Oh yeah, going after those lollipops, huh?
Yeah, he knows that the plastic wrappers are in the bag.
What a nut. He's focused.
I wish he wouldn't eat plastic. That's his worst thing. We're wrapping it up, Nico. We're putting a block
Jimmy
of clay
G got
on top.
popped for performance enhancing drugs. Not that it helped him out at all.
Who did?
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, he's a bum.
Yeah, but that might help the Raiders get out of that contract a little easier. So that might work out in our favor. Not that the
Travis also doesn't think they can get a first round draft pick for him. And there's Bentley. I bet Bentley. What could you get for Justin Fields? No, don't eat my suckers.
Well, I'll put it this way. If they can't get a first rounder for him, then I would definitely draft Marvin Harrison Jr., roll the guy for a half a year, figure worst case, you trade him halfway through the next season. In worst case, you give some scrub backup 6 weeks to get himself a contract, 8 weeks to get himself a contract, and now you've got Moore and Harrison for your receivers.
Yeah, but can you win without a quarterback?
If you're only going to get a second or a third round pick for the guy, what's the sense of getting rid of him? Use them up for every ounce of that contract you can get and move on.
Well, if they're gonna draft a quarterback, then they don't need him, right? Or do you sit that quarterback behind him for a year and let him learn behind Justin Fields? How much is he learning?
If there's a quarterback at number 9, I'd say take that quarterback. But with that first round pick, I'd take Marvin Harrison. Unless they can get somebody to pay him blood to get that pick, which I don't know who's going to want to do that this year. Oh, please. This is not any receiver whip. This kid's going to be awesome.
Well, Whip might end up with Justin Fields. Yep. How would you like to have Justin Fields on your team?
Yeah, Steelers situation's kind of up in the air as well. Right?
Mm-hmm. And the 49ers want to get Cousins. How can they afford him?
Why would they want him?
You think Cousins will help them win
the guy knows, unless they like frustration, I don't see where that's going to work for 49ers. Hell, he couldn't handle heat in Minnesota. How the hell is he going to be a primetime quarterback on the West Coast? He's going to choke like a damn chicken.
Oh, that's the other rumor. Ajayi wants to go to Las Vegas. Wants to be a Raider. Did you hear that, Ryan?
No, I hadn't heard that one.
You guys could end up somehow with him. You guys would have 2 really good wide receivers.
Who?
Ajayi, the leading receiver for the 49ers.
He's saying his name wrong, and it scared it out of me. What's his name?
Oh, you're talking about Akua or whatever?
Yeah, that's not any closer.
How do you say that dude's name? I know who he's talking about now.
You guys scared it out of me. I don't.
It's a Cali.
Ayuk. Thank you, Bentley. Brandon Ayuk.
Ayuk. Yeah. For some reason, I was spelling it with a J in the middle. But yeah. Ayuk. Well, real quick, take us a 5-second timeout. We are going to be playing fantasy baseball this year. I think we're going to do 2 different leagues. We're going to do the same league from last year where it's online draft, but we're going to try to get 8 guys to get together and try to do a live auction league. So far, I have who do I have that said they want to play? Ricky De Hoyas wants to do the auction league.
I think Mexicali's doing it too. I think he likes baseball.
Who does?
Mexicali.
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome if you'd like to join us. And then I could get you in both leagues. Oh, were you in last year's league? I don't know if he was in last year's league or not. But the Mod Guppy said he wants to be in it. The auction league. We'll have to do an auction draft probably like in the afternoon on a Saturday or a Sunday. And how auctions work is every team gets $300 and you have to fill out your roster. So let's say Kenny says, I want Chipper Jones for $5. Then Ryan, since he's to the right of him, gets to be the next person to bid. And he'll say, I'll take Chipper Jones for $7. And then I'll say, I don't want Chipper Jones because he's retired. Then Kenny's going to say, well, I want him for $8. And then Ryan says I'm out, and then he gets him for 8.
Well, now Kenny ain't gonna be a part of this. I'm gonna be there for the draft for you guys, but I'm not in the league this year, right?
Not if you don't want to be.
Buddy, I only play stuff that I know I can play competitively. I mean, that baseball's tough for me. I mean, you got to be on there every day playing with the stuff and knowing who's what. As I stated, I did it last year because I was told a guy was going to take over the team once I drafted it. And then he just headed for the hills, never saw him again.
That's Paul Secura. I can't say Paul's last name. Well, we'll try to get Paul to join us this year, too. Because he loves playing with Kenny. Oh, and Jimmy P said he would do it.
There we go.
So, yeah.
There we go.
We just need 8 guys. My buddy Danny said he would do it.
I think
but it's up with his schedule
too, ain't he?
What's that?
Aren't you a baseball guy, Bentley?
Yeah, he says he's bidding 300 on Ohtani right now.
Well, you can't bid everything because you still have to buy the other 24 players on your team for $1.
You have to save $1 for every other roster spot. So if there's
so at the end, it almost turns into a draft because nobody has any more money to bid.
Yep.
So it just turns into a draft at the end.
Yeah.
So Jorge says he's never played, but he's willing to play. This will be his first time, he said.
Well, that's awesome. Well, if you buy a fantasy magazine, baseball fantasy magazine, they all have a price value next to them. Like they'll say Ohtani is $45 because he's one of the best guys. And that's how much you would bid of your payroll. The problem is that takes a lot of your other money away. So, it's all back and forth. Now, Ohtani, the problem with him is Yahoo counts him twice. They have a pitcher and a hitter. So you almost have to buy him twice. You have to say if you want his hitting or his pitching.
Well, that's messed up. I mean, it's a single guy. That'd be like back in the day when Deion Sanders was going both sides. So you had to buy Deion on the defense. You had to buy Deion on the offense, or what?
Yeah, the problem is Yahoo Sports can't figure out how to work it to play it the same guy on both teams, or like offensively and pitching.
But there's like National League pitchers that bat, right? I mean,
but they don't count any of their stats.
Oh, so if you start them as a pitcher, you don't get any of their batting stats?
Right.
And Travis says he's willing to step up for you too, Ed. He says, if you need someone, I can.
Who said that?
Cool.
Travis Meyer says he'll play if you need bodies.
Oh my God, Travis, that's awesome. Okay, so we're gonna I don't know for sure if we'll do it. We'll try to do it on StreamYard like this, because then we could record it and it'd be fun.
All you gotta do is let me know the dates you want to do it, buddy, and I'll get it set up.
Cool. So, Travis, if you can send me your email I'm Chattanooga Ed on Instagram or Facebook. If you could send me your email on one of those, then I'll plug you in, and I'll just start a new league up for the auction league and start putting all the people that want to play in. That'd be awesome.
I remember the first year I was in auction league for football. It was right after Sean Alexander set the touchdown record, and we had a $300 budget. The same thing. I spent, I want to say like $100 of mine on that Sean Alexander, and then he kind of laid a turd that next year.
I like that kid.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in football, $300 goes so much farther because it's so many less players. In baseball, you got 25 or 24 guys that you have to fill out.
Yeah.
So that really gives you an average of like $6 or $7 a player. It doesn't go too far in baseball. But in football, your average price is like $20 a player.
Well, by the time you get your subs and stuff, I mean, what do you got? You got 20 plus players on football, right?
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, I think we have about 14.
14?
Because we have 9 starters and then there's like 5 backups, I think, or 6 backups.
Well, you got a backup for the quarterbacks, backup for the running backs, backup for receivers, tight end. I don't usually get a backup kicker and backup D, but
I don't either. If I do, I just get one and then I rotate it, like who I cut. But we could. I've been holding off on the playoffs for when Austin gets here.
well, that's right. He said he would
talked,
be here tonight.
He did say he would be for sure.
He said he'll be here, but it'll be late because it's playoff basketball or something going on tonight.
Oh, okay. Right on.
Oh, wow. Travis has been in both auction and dynasty. I'm in dynasty baseball right now. That league's been going for almost 20 years. It's crazy. Okay.
So dynasty, is that similar to like a keeper league or what?
Yeah.
See, now I wish we could get players that want to play for real fantasy football and pay the money, and all of us go to ESPN or one of those places that has keeper leagues. It'd be kind of cool to be able to have a keeper. Like we're doing it every year, so it makes sense to have a keeper league.
I'm down with it.
Yahoo allows it. Yahoo allows it. It's just we have so many players in our league. We'd have to almost have a whole nother league. Like maybe we'll do an Ace League, Ace Dynasty League.
Well, I mean, like if Kenny says, if we make it a fee, then that would probably lessen the people that would be interested in that particular league. You know, I don't know.
I just don't want to get rid of the people we have.
No, I don't want to exclude anyone either, for sure.
Travis, Jorge, Peter.
Bentley, I think, says he's working.
Scotty.
His new job's keeping him busy.
Ricky De Hoyas. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow, we're almost at 8 right now. My buddy Danny is a possibility. So what happens though is it's really hard to get everybody to show up to the live stream where we're all bidding. Because the only way to do an auction league is if everybody's there at the same time.
Yeah, I've never done an auction just like through the computer. It's always been like live, you know. Some pizza.
Yeah, we'd have to
somebody's house or something like that, you know.
We'll have to do like a thing where how many people can you have on StreamYards at once, Kenny? We might be limited that week.
You can have 10 on this one.
Okay, so we're limited to 10 people. But I'll just kind of run it so I can keep telling people when to go, and then we'll be writing down their prices. It should be fun. Jimmy, I got you number 2 on the list when I wrote you down.
So I was looking up Brandon Ayuk, and looks like, I don't know, probably the Niners have an option on him, but the money goes way up. He was quite a bargain, and yeah, if they keep him around, looks like it's going to be $14 million.
That's something we ought to look at is
I don't know, man.
salaries.
Makes you wonder, would Samuel be as good if Ayuk wasn't on the team, though?
I'm going to NFL cap space. The 49ers are currently $5 million over the cap. So I don't know how they think they can pick up Cousins.
Well, there's a lot of decisions to make,
like that. To everybody that he's willing to take a team-friendly deal to get on a winning team, because now he says he doesn't need the money. Of course not, because we just made the guy a multi-millionaire. Now he wants a ring, so he's willing to take a little less money to get a good team, he said.
You see, if I was the Steelers, I'd be going after Wilson, because he's going to get signed for league minimum. Because it's only going to hurt Denver. It doesn't hurt Pittsburgh. So, I mean, whatever team that Wilson goes to, he's going to help immensely.
But is Pickett that bad?
What's that?
Their current quarterback, he got hurt. I don't understand why everybody's freaking out over there in Pittsburgh. That kid didn't even get a shot to really try to prove himself. He got hurt.
Well, I mean, I think anybody should go after Wilson that needs a quarterback. Because, I mean, he basically comes to you free.
Yeah, but free's not always free.
Well, yeah, but, I mean, you get to build your team so well around him.
Well, what has he done this the last couple of years?
He had a bounce back year last year, but 2 years ago, he kind of looked like a turd,
And that was awesome.
That was awesome. We can agree on that. I saw some.
I know one thing. My Vikings are in trouble. We're in rebuild mode now, I think. So they're talking about getting rid of Jefferson. They're talking about getting rid of Cousins. They're talking about letting Donnell Hunter go. I mean, we're in full-fledged rebuild mode now. So this
Vikings have $35 million under the cap. So you got $35 million.
Off of Cousins. Our GM thinks he's playing Madden. I mean, he thinks he can just shuffle these superstars around like they're nothing. And I think mark my words, I think our GM is going to be packing by 2 more years. I think that'll be it. Wolf's going to just finally yank the last little bit of hair he's got out and send this clown packing.
Jimmy asked what Kelsey's deal is. I believe it's $14 million a year, and it's 2 more years on his contract.
But I don't see Kelsey, if they have a chance of getting a superstar receiver, I can see Kelsey and Mahomes taking a pay cut a little bit to get a guy in.
Mahomes said he would. Mahomes says he wants to do what Brady did and take a cut to bring in a superstar.
Well, that superstar, they don't get no bigger in the league than Justin Jefferson. If you guys landed him, holy Christ.
Yeah, the problem is we probably don't have enough to give you for him. I don't know.
Haven't you had enough success? I'm ready for something different. Come on.
It's not going to happen for a long time. Our team's young. And how many more years do you think Mahomes has in him? 10? 15?
I think he could go 10, maybe 15. He's smart, dude. He doesn't get creamed a lot. He knows when to go down. Occasionally somebody gets lucky and gives him a whack, but to the most part, he's pretty smart. He knows when that hit's coming and gets down. We got the Michael Vicks, and what will get Jackson is they don't know when to get down. I don't think Jackson makes it in this league another 5 years because of his mentality. He doesn't believe in going down.
Well,
it'll be all right.
I had a theory that maybe Baltimore should go for that #1 pick overall and make Lamar Jackson just their full-time running back. Since he kind of sucks as a quarterback.
He does not. He was in the MVP conversation the whole year.
Travis, they've only been talking about packing Justin down the road. I don't know if you've been watching. It's been all over. There's a lot of people already interested as well. I mean, the Vikings right now, this stupid idiot we've got running our team, we already were, in my opinion, it was stupid of us to let Diggs go when we did. And I really don't like this time around. And this guy's probably thinking, oh, it worked for Diggs, so we'll do it again, and we'll probably end up with a better receiver again. I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's hard to strike gold that many times, but I don't know.
Well,
I think
Jefferson's pretty special, man. I mean, the guy only played 6 or 7 games last year and still managed to do 1,000 yards. I mean, he played like only a quarter to a maybe, and he still did 1,000 yards. Where are you going to replace that talent? Unless we go out and miraculously get a couple good draft picks and are able to trade up and get Harrison Jr., maybe. But I don't think he's Justin Jefferson either. I think Jefferson's probably still better. I don't know.
Yeah, I know Justin Jefferson's awesome. I would say Justin Jefferson's your best guy. You don't want to be like Tennessee and trade your first pick or your best wide receiver for a guy that might be a good receiver.
I think what's got him thinking this way is because Addison had such an amazing year. When Justin went down, he stepped up and became the number 1 for us and did a good job. But I don't know, man. I just can't see the Vikings dumb enough to let a guy like Jefferson go. I don't understand why we would do it. But we do it all the time, man. We let Diggs go. We let Moss go. So we know we're capable of making stupid mistakes. So
you think they're going to trade him?
I think he's going to get traded before the season starts. Absolutely, I do.
And is that because they don't think they can re-sign him after next year, or he's just not worth $20 million a year? I mean, it's a lot of money.
I don't know what they're thinking.
30.
We have the cap space, but they know they need to get a quarterback. So the only way I see us keeping him, if they do what I say, and let's go get Bo Nix and have a rookie quarterback, take a chance on him the next couple of years and sign Jefferson. And I think it's a mistake letting Donnell go too. We need to sign Hunter. We need a strong edge rusher. Guy's proven himself year in, year out, year in, year out. I don't understand why we're not signing that guy. You can't find edge rushers like a dime a dozen. They're not readily available. Solid producers that do 15-plus sacks a year. That's hard to come by.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Those guys are
great. You got one, you better keep them and pay them. But Zifi Salufo or whatever this clown's name is, he'll figure out a way to screw it up. So another team I think is intriguing this year, boys. You saw who the Cowboys signed as their defensive coordinator.
Nope.
The old Vikings head coach, Zimmer, is going to be the brand new defensive coordinator in Dallas. I don't think McCarthy's been carrying the flag very well down there. So I wonder if this is Jerry Jones's way of getting another solid guy to take McCarthy's place. Because I think the Vikings, I don't think we gave that guy, I don't think he needed to go. I think we should have kept him at least 1 more year, maybe even 2. The issues we were having weren't a Mike Zimmer issue.
Well, Dallas definitely needed to shake up something there, man. I don't know what happened. They had a good defense all year, and then comes playoff time, and I mean, that was just a pathetic effort, if you ask me. They blew it. They didn't show up.
They're making Jerry Jones or what's his name look good? Jimmy Jones.
Well, just in our fantasy league,
or excuse me, Jimmy Johnson. I said Jimmy Jones. Jimmy Johnson.
Oh. In our fantasy league, my number 1 draft pick was Lamb because I thought for sure the Cowboys would make at least 2 games, and they got knocked out. He got me 20 points in 1 game, which was good for 1 game. But He was
every
my
time I
worst
hear
player
that
on my
guy's
team.
name, it makes me cringe because I really wanted the Raiders to draft him, and then they got Ruggs instead, and yeah,
I
he
wouldn't be
killed the
surprised
lady
if
and
the
the dog.
Raiders trade away Devontae this year.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
So there's another, although
it's
you wouldn't trade with the Chiefs, so
it's kind of a similar situation, as the.
I know Devontae's not
Jefferson
happy
deal.
there right now. So
Yeah, I mean, we need to start winning games and make him happy.
It's
one
really
thing about
hard to win
cancer, man,
games
if it
though in our
starts, you might as
division.
well just cut it out because he could bring down the whole team if he's not happy, right?
I mean, he seems more professional than that, but people get so frustrated. Hard to say what might happen.
I'm looking, and you're talking about edge rushers. What if you picked up Boza? He's probably going to be a free agent or cut this year.
How
Or
much has he got left
tradable.
in the tank, though?
I don't know, but he's one of the best. He was defensive MVP last year, wasn't he?
Danielle Hunter's still, what is he, 27, 28 years old is all?
Which Bosa? Joey or Nick?
San Diego's Boza.
Uh,
They're currently almost 26 million over the cap. And so they've already said that they're trying to trade him off. And people think if nobody trades for him, he'll be cut.
You know what, though? I
That'll
guarantee you
clear
that
up their
team's in the
problems.
Super Bowl within 5 years.
I'd take that
Harbaugh.
bet.
Harbaugh will get him there.
Can't stand that guy. It's my least favorite Harbaugh.
Was he
But
the one that
wins,
played for the – which Harbaugh played for the Bears?
That was Jim.
I don't like any Harbaughs. But let's see, is that Joey though? Is that Joey Bosa or Nick
Joey
Bosa?
Bosa, yeah, plays for the Chargers. He's due $15 million next year.
Somebody will pay him again.
Oh yeah.
Trying to look up how old he is.
29 years old.
29 years old, man. That's right up your alley. You like the 29-year-olds.
Oh, yeah.
I'd rather stick with Hunter, man. I think Hunter's just tapped the surface. I think the kid will be even better next year and probably for the next 3-4 years, actually.
Travis and Whip are both on the Hunter bandwagon.
Guy's a stud.
Yeah. It'd be interesting. I can't wait to see when these players start moving.
When does it open up? It's next month here, pretty quick, ain't it?
Yeah, I think towards the beginning of March. I want to say beginning or middle of March at the latest.
I know they got to have their franchise figured out here by the end of the week, ain't it?
Yeah, I think by like the 1st, I think.
Yeah, I think we got to have that. Then free agency opens up, and this is actually my favorite time of year. Free agency and the draft. That's my. I mean, when I play Madden football, I'm usually expediting the game so I can get to the off season.
So here's some dates.
That's why you need to be a different type of fan. Maybe you should be a Chiefs fan so you enjoy the regular season too. Because we get the off season and the regular season.
You're recruiting so hard. Don't you have enough bandwagon fans there, Ed?
Nope. I'll take as many as I can get.
Well, Ed, you got 80 million extra fans or 40 million extra fans from the Swiftyites. I mean,
yeah.
You better pray to God. You better pray to God old Kelsey keeps pleasing that woman, because when she hits the road, I think 40 million fans are going with her.
Oh, well. I don't know if they're real fans to begin with. But we got Lefty. The Lefty became a Chiefs fan last year during the Super Bowl. And then today he surprised me. He had Chiefs wallpaper. He was wearing an NFL championship hat and T-shirt.
Holy cow!
My God. See, I don't respect a guy like that.
Well, he just got into football, and his choices were.
Literally, this is his first ever football team.
Yeah, at the beginning of last year, he said that, who should I follow, Ed? And I said, well, obviously, I'm going to say the Chiefs. And I said, why he doesn't, because, he's in Connecticut. So his choices are the Jets, the Giants, and the 49ers. Well, not the 49ers, the Patriots. And I said, you obviously don't want to be a Patriots fan. And I ran through all the reasons why people will think he's a douchebag if he roots for them. And then Giant fans, they already got all the love. And Jets fans, they're just always miserable. Bad things happen to Jets fans.
It's been a tough go.
You're a douchebag if you root for the Raiders or the Patriots.
I mean, go with somebody in the AFC West because they're always, except for the San Diego, but really the Chiefs, the Broncos, and the Raiders, every decade, one of them is going to be on top. I mean, those three are always competing. And then San Diego's just always there looking good, but losing.
I don't think those days are behind them, dude, with hardball there. I really do.
That's all right.
This year's going to be a struggle because they're so far over the cap. But I think once he gets that straightened out, he's a quarterback whisperer. They got a decent quarterback down
once he
there.
Starts cheating like he did in college, then he can.
Oh my God! Guys with this cheating stuff. I mean, of all people, what did Al always say? You play to win, baby.
Just win, baby.
Just win. And I'm going to sit here and I'm going to be the devil's advocate. I don't care what NFL team you're talking about. Every one of them is cheated at one point or another. Nobody has this silver lining crown on their head that they've never cheated ever in the game.
Right.
That's BS. They try to get
nobody has ever cheated as much. Nobody has ever cheated as much and been as successful doing it as the New England Patriots. They were a franchise built on cheating. No other team in the league came close to what they were doing.
Okay, so let me ask you this, Ed. What if it comes out that the Chiefs have been cheating and Andy Reid's a cheater and they're all a bunch of cheaters and you found this out? Would you still be a Chiefs fan?
I would leave that dimension and come back to this one.
He didn't answer the question. He bypassed it pretty good, didn't he, Ryan?
That one, the Chiefs would probably be like yellow and blue in that dimension.
All I know is anybody that's going to sit up here and say that all these other NFL teams are saints and would never cheat are full of shit. They all.
Yeah, which one of us has ever said that?
What?
I'm just saying, who is the biggest cheatingest team of all time and still got to keep all their championships and draft picks almost every time. It's hardly any penalties at all. And if you look at other teams in the league that got penalties, he was best friends. Kraft and our stupid commissioner were best friends.
It's called cheesing, buddy.
It doesn't make it right.
Roger got some good old-fashioned cheese in probably.
Got a little kickback, you think?
Little kickback, yeah.
Yep.
Ed just hates it every time it's a cheater.
Well, some people think the whole league is scripted, so.
Oh my gosh. I can't. How many times have you seen those shorts where Kelsey got 8 yards and they needed 2 to get a first down. And everybody is in the room saying, they just got a first down. And then Mahomes only ran 3 yards and they got a second first down. Mahomes ran the ball on second down to get the first down on that play. I have seen that short everywhere. And it's unbelievable. I remember
Yeah,
I mean,
I think that's the most
video.
ridiculous thing that the NFL would risk these billions of dollars they're making on some scandal like that, you know.
And especially on this Super Bowl. I mean, they had nothing to lose on either side.
I think if your Chiefs get a decent receiver in this offseason, I don't see why you guys wouldn't three-peat, actually. I think your defense. I don't see why
we won without a wide receiver.
Man, I think you need a true number one. Rice is there. What? I think Rice could be the guy, but I'm thinking Rice would have a huge year if you guys had a solid number one that would take the pressure off Rice.
Last year, though, when we were talking about this, weren't you putting the Chiefs last in the division?
Who?
You.
I don't think I ever said they would be last. I mean, come on, the Raiders and the Chargers are in that division.
I thought they got paid and you said, "Oh, Denver's going to be the best team in the league," and then
every one of these is recorded. So if you want to take the time and find the clip and clip it and put it on next week's show,
back to the archives.
I don't erase anything, so they're there.
Yeah. Hey, I'm for you always saying the Chiefs are the underdogs, because when the Chiefs are the underdogs, they win.
Oh, so Ed don't like me talking good about his Chiefs right now.
You don't like anybody talking every year.
Maybe that's the key. We can jinx these guys, you know.
So we'll talk good about
Mahomes. He's so much better on the road than at home, because when he's the underdog, he plays so much stronger. Yep. And it worked for the playoffs this year too.
Travis, the Vikings would have won a lot more games. Cousins, I was so happy when he went down. And we did play better ball with Cousins not on the field. Everybody says, "Oh, you guys are doomed." We were doomed before Cousins went down, guys. We were 3-5 when Cousins went down. He'd already lost us 5 games. I don't see what everybody's fixation is with Cousins. He's a great fantasy quarterback, and that's all he is.
And it was looking like for a while there that Dobbs was going to get you back in it, you know.
I still don't agree with what we did with Dobbs. He had one rough game. We pulled up, and he had to have said something pretty crappy to that coach, because he didn't even give him a shot after that. Yeah. So I'm sure he was heated when he got pulled and probably said things he probably shouldn't have said. But I don't think the guy deserved. I mean, with who we were playing at the end, they were doing the same mistakes, only worse so. Give the kid a shot, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah, no doubt.
But I'm guessing he said something.
Hey, Melvin.
Something to that coach. Oh, Skipper says, Kenny never said that. I said that they were going to be last.
Yeah, there you go.
But it's all good.
Well, that was a hell of a game. I missed the first quarter.
Yeah, I would say that's probably the best Super Bowl in probably 10 years.
Yep. And the more prepared team won it, but I think the 49ers were probably the more talented team.
It's just like the Chiefs.
Yeah, the Chiefs have been preparing for overtime for over a month, and then they were saying the 49ers didn't even know how the overtime went. So that was lack of being prepared to go into overtime.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't seen a whole lot of overtime playoff games, right?
Honestly, though.
Oh, yeah.
I think if we would have saw a more reserved Campbell, I think it would have been a different story if it was Detroit and Kansas City. But Campbell, I think he made a hell of a mistake in that Dallas game to cost them that second seed overall. And I think he made a couple of big mistakes in that game to not make it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He's got that mentality.
Them, you know, I mean, there's also some of those bold moves is what got him there too, you know.
I know. So. I hope next year he's a little more reserved and thinks a little better, and he probably has a shot at getting to the Super Bowl, but he's got to start coaching and thinking like a coach. He still thinks like a player, man.
They took some steps in the right direction, man. That's that's the best the Lions have looked in forever, you know.
What I'm glad to see is golf found a home now. I mean, I think he's there as long as he wants to be.
I think it's sad that Vrabel hasn't gotten a job.
That was kind of shocking to me.
I mean,
I'm starting to wonder, Ed. Think about it.
Management should be fired, not him.
It was a bad year for the Patriots hierarchy. I mean, Daniels got shit canned from the Raiders. Vrabel got sent packing and Belichick, and nobody picked any of them up. So maybe people are tired of the same old Belichick show and they're over it, you know?
Well,
but Vrabel, I don't think he lost his job to begin with. I mean, I don't understand why they got rid of him to begin with.
Yeah, it's the GM that keeps screwing up in Tennessee. He gives away all the good players, picks up stupid players, and Vrabel just tries to pick up with the pieces.
Skipper says real Super Bowl teams don't go to overtime.
I'm not going to respond. It was a great game, and I'm going to take the win. I should probably get a Chiefs tattoo and put little Lombardi trophies every time they win one.
Well, I think with Mahomes, I think he'll end up passing Brady before it's over. I think he'll get a lot of those records.
I guess I could have the little Lombardi trophies tattooed on the side of my face.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
I should do that just with a Sharpie sometime.
That's the look right there, Ed. I think so.
That'd be funny.
We're going to find out this next year how Rodgers, if he's going to come back from this ACL tear, or excuse me, Achilles tendon tear.
Oh, who was that?
Rodgers. See, that's the other thing, too.
Yeah.
Who's going to pay Cousins a ton of money when he's coming off of that same injury? We don't know what the guy's going to be made of next year.
Cousins
he looked pretty
always
good hitting
gets a ton of money. Somebody's going to pay him a ton of money.
He looked good blowing that horn.
As long as it's not the Vikings, I'm good with it.
I think he's made more money in the NFL like over the last 10 years than any other player has.
Oh, here's a sad thing I read today about a Viking. Adrian Peterson is officially bankrupt.
Oh no.
He's completely
all day
lost.
Spent all his money?
They said that he spent over $100 million.
Oh.
He had a garage sale last week where he was selling his trophies.
That is sad. Unbelievable.
And why would he sell his trophies at a garage sale? He should put those on like eBay or something.
Yeah, he's not getting the full value out of it. Maybe his eBay account has been suspended or something, you know? There might have been some other mistakes that led up to this situation.
Oh, my God, Melvin. I am so sorry, brother. Melvin said he lost his mother today.
Oh, no. I'm sorry to hear that.
Prayers your way, brother. I'm so sorry to hear that.
Horrible news.
We'll be thinking about you.
I'm so sorry, buddy.
Oh.
Boy, I don't know what to say after that. That's a lot worse than Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, for sure. But also a sad situation, man. Some of these athletes, it's amazing. You make tens.
I want to feel sorry for them, but I don't, because the NFL gets them with people, financial gurus, that try to get them in the right direction, what to do with their money. And if they don't choose to do it.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's to blame but himself, most likely, you know.
I remember they were talking, or I read an article once about the top 10 NFL players that lost their fortunes. And Kelso, remember him for the Bears? Or Cozart, rather. Cozart.
That's not the Bears, that's the Browns.
And then the Browns. That's a B. But Cozart lost all of his money on the Miami or Florida condo buildings. He wanted to invest some of his money, so he invested half of his money. He invested like $40 million in these condos, and then they said they're not going to get built. We ran out of money, so he invested another 30, and he only had was 10 left. And they said, all we need is 10 more million to be able to finish them. And he gave them all their money, and they still went bankrupt, and he lost it all.
Wow.
$80 million on.
Well, it's just like MC Hammer, man. MC Hammer, look at the millions he made, and he's broke today.
With bad investments, or
no, he just spent that money like it was going out of style, baby.
That's like Andre Rison. They said Andre Rison's living under a bridge.
Well, that chick from the pop star, she burned down his house.
TLC.
Yeah,
she put all of his clothes in a tub and lit it on fire, and the tub exploded and burned his mansion down.
Uh-huh.
And that was when he was down in Atlanta. But he went to Kansas City, and he borrowed a whole lot of money from people in Kansas City because they all thought he was great, and he never paid them back, and just had nothing to his name.
This here says that Adrian Peterson threatens legal action after his memorabilia was allegedly sold without his permission.
Ooh.
Well, that's interesting. I wonder if they took his house or something, or his family. I don't know. They said it was sold in a yard sale in the article I wrote.
To clear out his storage units, but then put the items up for sale despite clear instructions to leave any personal items untouched. The items being listed for auction led to rumors that Peterson was going broke despite making over $50 million guaranteed in his career.
Yeah, let's see if I can find the article.
He says, I want to emphasize that I'm financially stable.
Yeah, but that's that I think that's that Google one or whatever, where their only goal is to get you to click that open so they can start hammering you with ads, Ed.
Yeah, he says he's not broke.
Well, that's good.
Would never sell off my hard-earned trophies. And if I was going to sell them, I know that people that I can sell them to. I wouldn't go online and sell my personal items, so let that sink in. So, hopefully he's not broke, but apparently he's still going through a rough time.
But their rough time's not the same rough time we feel, trust me.
Yeah.
I'd like to have their rough times.
Yeah, that'd be a good problem to have.
Yeah. Oh shit! I'm only going to make $3.8 million this year. Damn it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, talking about guys that might make that type of money, let's talk about the running backs. You have Shinquan Barkley for New York. He's a free agent. He's probably your number one. You have Derrick Henry.
Mm-hmm.
Now, rumor has it Henry might be becoming a Viking. He's been the Vikings twice already.
Oh, wow.
That kind of excites me. I would like to have a dominant number one running back again. Would be awesome.
He's a lot of fun to watch, Kenny. He's a lot of fun. And he can throw the ball.
Enough to keep JJ on the team if we're going to do that.
And then Josh Jacobs is going to be a free agent as well.
Josh Jacobs
and that Pollard for the
Cowboys.
I'm a big fan of Pollard, man.
Yeah, I think he got overpaid. But man, that's still a lot of big names.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And yeah, that's one of the things that leapt to my mind about when we're saying, you know, what these guys whining about how much money they make and stuff. You know, I like Josh Jacobs, you know, and 2 years ago he set the rushing record, or not set but he led the league in rushing. And then then there's this whole battle over, I'm only going to make $10 million next year, you know, and it's hard to feel sorry for a guy that's saying stuff like that, you know.
Right. I totally agree. And the truth is running backs only last about 2-3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so once they get out of their rookie contract, a lot of times they go south fast. You know, they get bad quick, and that's when they're getting paid.
Not King Henry, though, man. He has been he's been solid for a long time.
Well, Emmitt Smith played for a lot of years. AP played for what, 8 to 10 years?
Oh yeah, he played for a long time.
Well, those were the glory days. Those players are making more than they're making now. They were saying that the running back is the only position that's going down in value.
Yeah, they devalued the running backs again. Well, I don't understand how they get devalued, but they do. But I bet you
injuries.
McAfee still gets paid.
Well, you know, when guys like Isaiah Pacheco are winning championships and stuff, you know, then they start, you know, teams try to mold their teams after what's being successful.
He's a 7th round draft pick. Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going to go over. Do you want me to go over? I did the best and the worst drafted players.
See who won this stuff.
You want me to go through the scores or the all-star team and the worst team?
Your choice, man. Whatever you want.
Okay, well, we'll start off with, let's see, I don't even know. Ryan came in last place.
Oh, can't win them all.
I'm sorry, Ryan. You got 184 points.
184.
Your best player was Dak Prescott.
Wow, one game.
That's painful. He had 42 points.
Man, I had 3 games from Brandon Ayuk, and he can't take the top spot.
Ayuk got 28 points. You got Flowers had 30 points, and Nico Collins had 32 points.
Oh yeah, he had a big game. Mm-hmm. Or no, they won. I can't even remember what happened.
Then Kenny came in second to last with 222 points. Your best player you drafted was Gibbs. He had 51 points, running back for Detroit.
Yeah.
Roll Tide.
Then Brian, who kind of had the worst team, but he still came in he had 222 points. He beat Kenny by 2 points, and that's because he had Mahomes and Kelsey. And they were literally the only 2 players on his team. Mahomes had 99 points, and Kelsey had 84.
Wow.
But he had 2 guys on his team get 0, and 1, 2, 3, 4 guys get single digits. His third best player had 17 points. Poor Brian. And that was Diggs for Buffalo. And then Austin at 328 points. He had the best player probably in the league because of the position was McCaffrey, had 90 points. And then I came in first with 354 points. And it's because I had so many Chiefs on my team. I mean, I got 4 games, which is pretty awesome to be able to get 4 games to play in fantasy sport or playoffs. Because, normally it's like 1, 2, or 3.
Mm-hmm.
But my best player was Allen for Buffalo. He had 63 points in 2 games. And then Pacheco with 57. But that was just kind of cool. But here's the best. Brian had the best quarterback with Mahomes. Austin had
the best running back.
The running back from the 49ers, McCaffrey, with 90. And then I had Pacheco at 57. So McCaffrey had 30 more points than the second closest guy.
Guy's a beast.
Then,
if anyone deserves the money, it's that guy.
Yeah, he's amazing. And it doesn't look like he's slowing down at all. Kansas City's Rice was actually the top receiver in the whole playoffs with 56 points. Then St. Brown from Austin's team had 54. And then get this. I actually had Evans for Tampa Bay had 35 points. So the third best wide receiver only had 35 points. Wide receivers all really suck. And then Kelsey had 84 points. Kansas City's defense had 29 points, and they were mine. And Bucker, the kicker for Kansas City, was mine, and he had 32 points. And the worst guys that you could possibly draft at quarterback was Falco, which was Kenny's guy. Sorry, Kenny. He got 22. But then, listen, Brian, his running back got 5, a coin or a train or whatever it is for Miami. Williams, I don't know who Williams even plays. Is that the Rams?
Rams.
Had 7 points. A.J. Brown for Brian had 0 points. Austin had Reed, a kid from Green Bay, only had 7. Brian had Cooper Kupp, only got him 7. Ryan had the worst tight end with Lucky. He got 14, which is pretty good.
Isaiah Likely.
Brian picked Dallas's defense, which got 0 points. And Brian picked Dallas's kicker, Elliott, who got 3 points. So it's like Brian had the all-star worst team. Except for his 2 best players he had. He had the Mahomes and Kelsey, and all the rest of his guys just blew.
Yeah, they got like 70% of his points or something.
Yep.
So who won?
Oh, I won it.
Congratulations.
Why do you think he's talking so much about Chiefs, man?
Well, hey, at the beginning of that draft, I said, are we going to do a limit of only 2 players per team? And you guys said no, so I took all my Chiefs.
There you go. Paid off.
Yep. Hey, it's 310. Hey, 310. Is 310 Aquatics a different name of somebody? I've been wanting to ask 310.
I'll help you out there.
Hey, Kenny, can I ask you a question that doesn't have anything to do with football? It's a fish question. One of the local fish stores I just discovered has trout gudgeons, and they're a mated pair, and they're big and beautiful. Have you ever bred those?
I've never had the trout gudgeon.
How about
I've got
you,
the
Ryan? Have you
banded
ever had
gudgeons, which
dungeons?
are bigger. I mean, the banded gudgeons I have are quite big.
These guys are about that big.
So they're about the same size.
I videotaped them. Right now, they're just in a 20-gallon tank, and I feel sorry for them.
Yeah. So 310 area code is Los Angeles. Yeah, they look very similar to my banded gudgeons. I wonder if that's just a different dam. I mean, that's the same colors and everything.
I feel sorry for them in that tank. It's 64 for the pair. I know 62.
Maybe try to negotiate a little.
No, it's this new fish store I just discovered in Cookeville, Tennessee. It's about an hour drive. Those? Yeah, it does. Maybe I should get these and send them to you.
Hell no.
They could be a bunch of friends.
Look at that back wall back there, dude. There's another set of eggs she's on right now. I don't need them, man. These guys are going to breed me out of house and home, man.
That's awesome. Congratulations, Kenny. Do you trade them or sell them, or do you just, what do you do with the babies?
I've got two pet stores to get them out here, and then I've been selling them at the swaps.
How much do you sell them for a pair, or one at a time, or what?
$10 a piece.
What if Ryan said, "Hey, Kenny, can I try those? Would you let him have two of their babies?"
If it was Ryan and me are great friends. We've been friends for a long time. If Ryan wanted a pair, I'd probably hook him up.
And I'd probably want to pay him anyways.
So would you charge him $30 for a pair?
I would probably hook him up with a pair.
And I'd probably want to pay for him anyways. Although Kenny's giving me some stuff. I gotta give him credit there too. Trout gudgeon looks like it's the same fish as the purple spotted gudgeon. Those are really cool.
310's from St. Louis. Where are you from St. Louis? I was born and lived there for about half my life. It's where I moved. I moved out of St. Louis when I was 3 and then moved back.
310 is his house number. Okay.
Oh my God, that was my old house number. No, I don't know. I'm just making that up. I don't remember what my addresses are at all. That's terrible, isn't it? I can't remember my addresses.
I remember the houses I owned. 1804 was first childhood house. Then it was 1210. And then it was 3347 when my wife and I were in Hawaii.
Well,
in Oregon, I've been at 5046 and now I'm at 5092, same street. So I've been in literally the same street in Oregon the whole time I've been here.
310, my area code is 636, and my dad still has his old number, which is 314. I think everybody else in the family has went with Tennessee numbers. My sister may be a 314. And then I've got a brother that still lives in, I was just about to say Baldwin, in that area. Oh my gosh. He grew up on the hill. The hill's where all the best Italian restaurants are in the city.
Nice.
Oh man.
Hard to pass up some good Italian food.
I miss Italian food so much. No Italians settled in Chattanooga for some reason.
Yeah, you've told me your pizza situation there. It's just kind of sad.
Oh my gosh. I was in one of the Italian restaurants and I said, "You guys do carbonara?" And she says, "No, we don't do olives." And I was like, "No, it's carbonara. It's bacon and
olives,
onions."
Yeah.
And the lady at the the lady and the lady next to me sitting eating her Mexican or Spanish or not Spanish Italian food.
There you go.
She was saying, "No, carbonara means olives." So I got both these two women telling me, "No, carbonara is olives in Italian."
No,
it's like forget it. I'll
Yeah.
just order hot wings.
Yeah, you got lost cause there, man. For sure.
I know. No, we can't find carbonara anywhere in the city. Maybe
Well,
I don't know if Olive Garden has it.
You have to drive down to Atlanta or something, huh?
Maybe.
Gotta have something there.
There's one good place outside of Nashville that sometimes I stop at. That's pretty good.
There you go. Nashville seems like a
2-hour drive.
Cool city. I've never been there.
Oh man, Nashville is a super fun town.
Yeah.
I hit all the cool towns when I was in Tennessee. I hit Nashville. I hit Chattanooga.
Knoxville's kind of cool. Well,
I didn't get to go to Knoxville. That's the only part I didn't go to while I was there.
That's our college town, but it's the third biggest city in the state. Memphis is the best chance of getting robbed in our state is in Memphis, but it's also got the best barbecue. I don't really like any of the barbecue anywhere outside of Memphis. But I mean, I grew up in Missouri, so
yeah.
I mean, Missouri is amazing barbecue. What's that?
Beale Street.
Yep. Or is that the main drag in that road?
I think so. I think that's what
You think that is?
Memphis is known
We're
for
all
Beale Street barbecue and stuff.
Yes. Yeah. Good time. I've had some fun in Memphis because Memphis is pretty close to St. Louis. So we used to go down there for tournaments and stuff.
Gotcha.
It's probably one of the closest cities to St. Louis. I think it might be closer than Kansas City.
Giving me the eye.
Oh, Shiva.
She wants to go potty, I think. Don't you smack that.
I was feeling bad because my dog, it's beautiful outside today, and my dog's ready to go for a walk, but I wasn't feeling so good with the COVID and stuff, so I was feeling bad.
Well, Shiva knows when it's sunny that we usually take the boat out, so she's really hooked on this boat.
Yep.
She wants to go on the boat.
I'm taking a picture of that, and the next time I go to St. Louis to see my brother, I'm going to make him go to your family restaurant with me.
Nice.
What do you recommend I order at your restaurant or at your family's restaurant? My dad loves manicotti and cannelloni. Oh man, I made some really good cannelloni about a month ago for my dad, and I loved it.
Yeah, I love those too. Good stuff.
Jacked it in the. But
I don't
the problem
care what kind of Italian food, man. I love it all.
We couldn't find the big noodles. All I could find was half noodles. So all my cannellonis were like this big. They were 2-biters. But I packed them in there good.
Oh yeah, I looked this place up and it looks legit.
Well, yeah, here, share it with us. Can you share it?
I don't know. Can I?
So if you share, I think it'll show up down here, and I could put it up.
Present. Share a screen. Share a screen. That one. Share.
Oh man. The fried raviolis is really big. That second one is fried raviolis. That's huge in St. Louis.
Yeah, those look good. Look at all these mushrooms. Mm.
Yeah. I love baked pastas. They don't even know what that means here. So those cheesy rolls. Oh my gosh. And then the wilted lettuce. That stuff's awesome. It's got a
authentic Italian on the West Coast, buddy.
Got the history on here. Everything.
Wow.
Now,
that's
Ryan, if I
awesome.
was Ryan, I'd be eating in beaches every night.
Eating where?
Beaches.
Oh yeah, I guess they're closing down. Did you hear that?
What?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I
God,
think
me and Danny are going to be
the end of the
crushed.
year or something like that. Mark Matthias and his wife that own it, they're gonna.
We went there with
retire.
Bentley and Luke and Barbara Jackson and
Yeah. Dig me some beaches.
we went and chowed down, man.
Ooh.
That's sad that they're closing. I don't understand why they would be though, right? Every time I've been in there, they were packed. I don't. How
Well, they're looking to retire.
Oh, that sucks. I wonder if they would sell that business.
Yeah, people don't know what we're talking about, but it's a really cool restaurant right on the river, and yeah, they've got
excellent food. I mean, I've never had anything from
awesome
there
environment, and yeah, just fun.
It was nice, real nice.
Mm-hmm. They make this dessert there. It's this almond roca cookie basket ice cream thing. It's so good. We got it to go one time, me and my buddy, and I'm driving down the road, and he's taking some bites of this. He's like, "Oh, it's so good, you gotta try it." And then like he's feeding me ice cream as I'm driving and stuff like that. It's hilarious.
I want you to keep scrolling for me.
Okay.
Oh, I love tortellini also. Oh my God.
310 is like, damn, I got my family a free promo. Well, we have got you 9 people checking them out right now.
Carbonara. The calamari.
I would love to be 310 for one Christmas because I would love to have an Italian Christmas. Wouldn't that be cool?
My sister-in-law, we used to go over to her house for Christmas Eve, and they do kind of a non-traditional meal and stuff. So, like, yeah, it wouldn't be unusual. Like, they did like a seafood thing one year and stuff like that.
All the Italians I hung out with at the car lots, man, their big thing for a snack, they bring in this cool little bread, and we cover it with olive oil, and then stick anchovies right on top and eat it just like that. Oh my goodness, was it good?
Well, Maria Z, she's a big Italian from, not a big, but she's an Italian from New York. She sent me a whole bunch of cannellonis. Or, no, not cannellonis.
Skipper comes up right when we're getting ready to go down.
Listen, they're called
cannolis,
and they're called cannolis.
Cannoli, thank you. She sent me a whole bunch of cannolis the day before my surgery, my heart surgery. So that was my last meal, and my sugar must have been crazy high.
Uh-huh.
They thought I was a diabetic, and they were giving me insulin for 3 days after the surgery, and I had no idea because I'm so out of it because my chest was cracked.
Oh my God!
And on the 3rd day, I'm a little more aware, and they just gave me my insulin, and they said, "Where do you normally take it, your shots?" And I said, "What do you mean?"
Yeah.
And they said, "Your insulin shots." And I said, "I've never taken insulin shots in my life." And she said, "Aren't you a diabetic?" And I said, "No." And she like looked at me and ran out of the room.
Wow.
I remember that story. That was crazy.
It had to have been all those awesome rolls that Maria Z sent me.
Maria's like that though. When I had my shoulder surgery, I mean, her and Stephanie both. They were sending me food and all kinds of stuff. I mean, it's just the way they are. They feel like they want to take care of you, man.
Yeah, they'll take care of you. They're awesome people.
Yep.
Man, I want this. What was it called? I don't know if I'm going to pronounce it right.
Looks like
Vitello scallopine, tender strips of veal sautéed in marsala wine sauce, green peppers and mushrooms. I'll take some of that right now.
Oh my God. There's a good chance I'd order that too. I'd probably eat that now with you guys and then take the cannelloni home with me.
There you go.
Or the tortellini home with me. Maybe I'd get cannelloni and tortellini and freeze them.
Desserts.
Oh my God.
Normally,
go,
I never
Ed.
have
There's
room
your
for
cannolis.
dessert. I don't know what I would get for the dessert.
Tiramisu.
If it's
okay.
a true Italian joint, you won't have room for dessert.
Yeah.
No,
My wife
you
loves
gotta
the
make it.
tiramisu.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've never had
I don't think I
tiramisu.
even have dessert at an Italian joint. I always overstuff at those joints, man.
Yeah, like
Well,
the-
guys,
the
I think we should probably
Oktoberfest.
start heading off of here. I got to get some fish fed and.
Well, I'm glad we
Get
got
ready.
to see Skipper at least briefly.
Yeah, we got to see him for 5
High
minutes.
five, Skipper.
So, Skip, when are you
His
starting
hand's
your
so big.
auction again? It's got to be coming up here pretty quick, ain't it?
April.
April.
We're doing in April because I'm not. The weather's been too much fluctuating right now.
Yeah.
I was
I'm not
thinking-
going to ship for a while yet. I'm probably
Yeah,
not
I
gonna
was
start
thinking
until-
about March, but myself, and Jason talked. I said I think we should probably wait till April.
Better safe
I
than sorry.
want to be safe. Yeah, I want to be safe.
I know June. I got another big event coming on up here at Aquarium Expo. I'm speaking for the event this time, so they're giving me
Nice.
a table for free. So
Sweet.
that was nice of them. And
That's
Ryan, you didn't do it. You ended up not doing a table at this last one, but I mean, the
Yeah,
last
it was just
swap
too
was-
close to my vacation and stuff. I didn't
It
have
was
time to get
awesome,
stuff
man.
ready.
I mean, I sold out of just about everything.
Yeah, looked like you did pretty well.
Yeah, it was busy.
Yeah, it was a good
Good.
time. Yeah, there was some big. That room was packed at some points for sure.
Danny and I are probably about 1 or 2 more swaps away from being sold out finally of all of our live bears, and I can start getting some more stuff broke down. Speaking of which, if there's anybody in the channel or that are interested in giant green swords, we're going to be getting rid of those too. Those are those ones that get big. I mean, the females are like this, and the males are about like that. I've got to get those going.
I know a place that could probably help.
What's that?
I know a place that could probably help that next, 2 months from now.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be moving those out. We're getting close. I mean, the rack, I think we have maybe 20 red mosaics left, and then there's like 4 or 5 of the blue gold double swords, and then the regular platinum swords. I think there's maybe 10, and then a couple other stragglers. Other than that, a couple Gingarubas, and I've got that rack ready to move out.
Dude, those blue double swords, man. I regretted not getting them from you, but I was scared. I was scared with the flying thing.
They're good fish.
I didn't want a good fish go to waste. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So who's on tomorrow night? Is it you, Skipper, or Ed? Or
Ed.
Ed? Ed's on tomorrow.
It's me. Yep, I'll be cooking something, but I don't know what yet.
Oh, you're doing a cook show?
Yeah.
Have you seen any of my Saturdays? My Saturday super shows?
You gotta do it. It's funny. He did a monkey bread that one night, right?
Yeah.
It was great.
I've done monkey bread. I've made
So what time are you going, Ed?
dolls. It's 8 to 10. Is that our time, Skipper?
Yeah, it's 8 p.m. to 10. It could be 8 p.m. to 9.
And
It's
that's
whatever
Eastern?
you feel like doing. But it's a 2-hour window.
And that's Eastern time?
Yes. Sorry. That's
All right, so 5 p.m. on this West Coast.
yeah, there you go. I couldn't
Right on.
subtract.
Have to check
I
that
ought to
out.
drive. I wish I could drive to St. Louis and have 310 and his grandpa cook with me. That'd be freaking
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, why didn't we meet 310 when we were all there? Well, you didn't go to that one. I went to what was that I met Fishy Biz, Danny.
What was the ACA
That's what it was.
in
yeah.
St. Louis 3 years ago?
Yep.
I was gonna go to
Has
that,
that been
but I think
3
my
years
brother
already?
I think my brother got COVID or something.
I guess it has been. That's right, because we did the Triple Crown where we all went to it. Then I went to the one in Madison and met a lot of the Wisconsin people last year for the whole. I'd been up all night. I lasted. I went to bed like at 8:30 and just crashed and didn't wake up till like 8 o'clock the next day. That made me mad because Whip was there and KGE was there, and Roxanne and Peplin, and
I couldn't make that one.
Yeah.
I wanted to
He
so
says-
bad.
Gooey butter cake. I have that.
yeah. All right, guys. Well, everybody tune in to Mr. Ed tomorrow night. Then, of course, Danny and I will be going 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. Anybody else got a stream this weekend?
Yeah, I got one on Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern
That'd be
Standard
6 p.m.
Time.
Eastern, 3 p.m. West Coast time.
The West Coast. I've been to the West Coast. I kind of like it. A couple times now.
We liked having you here.
Yeah.
He was in Cali last month.
Mhm.
Oh, that's right.
Was that
How'd
this
that go?
Actually, it was this month. Yeah, over Valentine's Day.
Nice.
The other
Dr.
reason
Anthony
why I
had
went to
Valentine's
Cali-
Day together?
Huh?
You and Dr. Anthony had Valentine's Day together?
Oh no, me and the wife did in the airport to get home. But I gotta tell you, the only reason why I went to Cali is because I knew people. That's the only reason why I went there. It was a good time.
Right on.
That's good. There's a lot of great people there.
There's a lot of great people everywhere in the fish community. They're all over the place. You just got to find the time. I want to take a thing from Kenny's book, but I'm not going to do it all at once.
Oh, I plan to do that again. Trust me.
Yeah.
Next time I do it, though, it's going to be in an RV, and Danny and I are probably going to take off on like a 75 to 100-day adventure. We're just going
That
to
would
end up
be so
stay a week or
awesome.
something, towing our pontoon to every state. Yep, that's what I see our next adventure being.
I got a good
You
lake
put the-
here in PA for you. Just saying. It's
We've got a
good-
lake here. We have the most bass tournaments in the United States, this lake, because the bass are supposed to be the second biggest bass in America.
No kidding.
That's
Wow.
what they tell us at our lake too.
Well, our
Sorry.
town, though, my town is 6,000, but on the bass tournament weekends, it's like closer to 24,000.
Well, that bass,
We
there's
have-
people that make a ton of money on bass fishing. man.
Oh yeah, yeah they do. That and
I'm
striper
thinking
bass.
about getting into the walleye series out here, actually. So
I heard that's good meat.
I'll be the only guy showing up at a walleye tournament in a big ass pontoon. Yes, go, baby.
Yeah, you
I've
don't
had
need a
some-
bass boat to catch fish. You just need a
No.
boat. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I can't wait. We're looking forward to it. All right, guys, we will see you next Friday night, same time, same place. Look for everybody this weekend on their streams. Appreciate y'all coming out. We'll see you next time.
Later.
Later.